For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash, and double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. Okay, it's the brother Haran coming back at you with a quick lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I believe today is the 3rd of November, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And I have an article here which I believe is dated yesterday, November 2nd. All right, and it's updated. It was updated today. Okay, as a quick read, I don't really have too many precepts lined up besides the normal ones that we go into, all right, being that this is the times that those prophecies are being fulfilled. Okay, going into 2nd Esdras, going to Matthew, the 24th chapter, and so on and so forth. Okay, but in this case, we're looking at Esau getting ready to make his move. Okay, like, you know, all the so-called conspiracy theories since 2020 have become facts. All right, now they don't even hide it no more. They just put it in people's faces, hoping that, you know, it'll become the norm. You know, but now it's to the point where they're not just you know, putting it out there through the media and just leaving it at that. Now they're actually following through and boldly coming out and telling the people what they're about to do to the people. Okay, whether it's covertly or overtly, all right, things are being done in the background that those of us who are in the know understand that it's all leading to, right? The major prophecy of the MOTB. Okay, now prior to that, like we always say, there's a huge event that's coming. Okay, now you got this whole election thing going on. I was actually talking to my Eve's mother earlier, and she's somebody who doesn't really go into, you know, so-called conspiracy theories or whatnot, but she was even saying it that, you know, she's concerned, you know, of something that could possibly go down, all right, on election day or after that. And I said, wow, that's crazy. And, you know, she was saying that, you know, she's more concerned about maybe something like some cyber attack or something like that, you know. So that's interesting because she's somebody we would consider a mainstream consumer. Okay, she watches mainstream news, or, you know, she's into, you know, the so-called celebrity world type of shit. You know what I mean? Like, she's not somebody you consider, you know, aware of what's really going on. You know, so for her to actually say something like that shows you that the average person or the average mind, all right, of the Babylonians is programmed to anticipate something going down. Okay, so all the predictive programming has been happening, and now Esau is getting ready to make his move. Okay, now this article here says martial law preparations begin. All right, and what they're speculating is that they're preparing to enact martial law on November 6th. Okay, now that's the very next day after November 5th, which is the election day. Right now, it's interesting that they'll choose November 6th to do this, because when you look at what happened back in 2021, on January 6th of 2021, the whole act, all right, the whole storming of the Capitol act that they had, all right, I believe was the stage being set for what's about to play out very soon. And this time around, they're not just going to have people just run up into the Capitol, you know, wearing horns and paint all over their face and all that nasty shit. No, I think this time is going to be a degree of it being organic, as in people are actually pissed off. Okay, unlike the staged event on January 6th, all right, this is going to be something that people are actually pissed off. And of course, being fueled by mainstream propaganda, they're going to react. All right, they're going to react to whatever results that may come out of this so-called election. Hey, I'm busy. Cut it out. So let's get this real quick. All right, it says martial law preparations begin. Blackhawks storm Capitol in high-stakes DC drill. preparing to enact martial law on November 6th. Let's read. The nation's capital, always alive with activity and political gravity, took on a new intensity last night. Residents went about their usual evening routines, unaware of the spectacle about to explode above them. But for those who happened to be on Capitol Hill, witnessing this military arrival felt like standing at the intersection of power, security, and potentially a serious national crisis in the making. As dusk settled over Washington, the iconic silhouette of the Capitol building was suddenly framed by the imposing shapes of Black Hawk helicopters and other tactical aircraft moving into position. Okay, and of course, these so-called elites, what they always bank on is the fear of the people. Okay, all these different fear tactics they use via the media. Remember, it's all orchestrated. All right, it's all manufactured. Okay, from a face of terror to some form of idea of a so-called virus that came out a few years ago. Okay, all these different things are all manufactured. Okay, they always have to keep the people in some form of fear, so that way they're justified when they come in to say, we are the only ones that can protect you from this type of fear. Okay, whether it's imagined or whether it's real, it's all manufactured. Okay, it used to be people being afraid of so-called terrorists. All right, Osama bin Laden, all these people. Guess what? Osama bin Laden was trained by the CIA. Okay, he was trained by the U.S. Intelligence. Okay, under George Bush. All right, so they everything they do. All right, even going back to Noriega. Okay, so all the drug cartels and all these different things. Right, the reasons why they go to war. All these things are all manufactured. It's never organic. Okay. So this whole election thing, blah, blah, whatever. Oh, there's some type of sleeper cells, and these are all manufactured. Okay. It says, as I looked up, I realized this wasn't a drill to be brushed off or forgotten. It was calculated, gripping demonstration. It was a calculated, gripping demonstration of the nation's readiness, executed by some of the most powerful machines in the air. This was a powerful sight, an assertion of authority and preparedness that signaled something monumental. Okay. It says, in the usual bustle of Capitol Hill, a peculiar tension filled the air. There was a sense of expectancy, a collective unease that rippled through bystanders like electricity. Why were emergency services massing? Why were foam task force trucks and ambulances lined up in neat formations, seemingly waiting for something? Standing near the historic Library of Congress, I observed the area, sensing that we were on the cusp of an unprecedented event. It wasn't long before the anticipation materialized. A squadron of helicopters was inbound, 12 in total, maneuvering in formations of 4. This was a scene usually reserved for action movies, yet here it was unfolding in the heart of Washington. And the reason why they put that in there is because these movies are known as predictive programming. Okay? They say something known as art imitates life. A lot of these things that you see in the movies, all right, they only play out in real life because they're choreographed. All right. Oh, this is something you only see in movies. Well, why is it happening in real life? Because the movie actors, all right, they are set up to create this scene in your mind. Okay, so when it happens in real life, people would tend to react, all right, more closely to what they see on TV than an actual, real life event if it were to happen without them seeing it on TV before it did. You see, that's what is known as predictive programming. They program your minds, all right, with the entertainment aspect of things. So when that thing happens in real life, you're going to react more closely to what you saw on TV. Okay. So now if somebody sees a clown or a Chucky, your first thing is, oh my God, because you see the actors act crazy and scared. So you going instinctively, you gonna run. Compared to somebody who's never seen one of those scary movies, and they're from a different country, they might see Chucky and be like, "Oh, that's a small little toy clown," you know. But somebody who's here in America and who's seen those movies or whatever, they'll have a certain reaction to it. All right, and that's what this is all about. Okay. Meanwhile, in different countries in Europe, they're telling them to prepare for nuclear war. Okay, stock up and all these different things. Here in America, they're telling you LeBron James and freaking Sexy Red is endorsing Kamala Harris, so go vote. That's what they're doing over here. To show you how much they care about you. All right. Meanwhile, America is going to be destroyed very soon. But yet, but it makes sense, because why prepare? Why would they tell you to go prepare if they know this place is going to be completely annihilated? You know what I'm saying? There's no point. You could prepare all you want. This place is still going to be through. So what's the point? Right? Anyway, continuing, it says, let's see. There you go. Each person around me seemed to hold their breath, waiting to witness what felt like a prelude to history. As the thumping sound of rotors grew louder, the thrill of what was unfolding took hold. These weren't just any helicopters flying in. They were Black Hawks, Eagles, and Falcons, the muscle of America's air support fleet, used primarily for VIP transport and critical government operations. The scene was both thrilling and chilling, a stark reminder of the weight of security measures that surround the Capitol, always ready to mobilize. Mobilize against who? Against the people who may revolt, all right, once they find out what the truth is really all about. Okay? It says the arrival sequence was flawless. 2 helicopters landed on the House side of the Capitol and 2 more on the Senate side. Though night had fallen, the intensity of the helicopters' lights against the dark sky created a visual spectacle. Watching these helicopters land with precision was mesmerizing, and even to the untrained eye, it was obvious that this was more than just a drill. The coordination and seamless landing maneuvers showcased an operation perfected to the second. For Washington residents used to high security events, last night's show of force was beyond ordinary. The military's efficiency, the intricate coordination, the formidable show of air power, it was all designed to send a message. Okay, and who they're sending this message to? We're going to find out very soon. But ultimately, guess what? All this technology they have is nothing compared to what the Heavenly Father, all right, and his angels have. Okay, Yahweh Shemi Shai, all right, his angels are on a different level. Okay, when it comes to this technology stuff. See, because Esau gets all this technology from trying to imitate nature. You know what I'm saying? He's not really going too deep with it. All right. Of course, they have the knowledge to actually put the pieces together. Okay, but in reality, they gain the ideas from what they see in nature. Okay, what the angels got though is not just what they have in nature. It's outside of this realm. Okay, they have super intelligent vessels that move according to how the angels, think. You know what I mean? If he thinks he wants to go left, it's going left. He wants to go right, it goes right. He wants to go straight down into the ocean without making a splash. That's exactly what's going to happen. Okay? So you got even, I forgot who, what's this guy's name? Is it Michio Kaku? I think it's somebody. There's another guy. He also mentioned something about the so-called UAPs, right? Unidentified phenomena, what they call UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena, right? He said that technology, based on what the Pentagon is saying, is 100 to 1,000 years more advanced than whatever the U.S. has ever created. Okay, so that should tell you something. That should tell you something. You out here being mesmerized by these stupid little helicopters doing regular shit that they've been doing, practicing. The angels don't need to practice. Okay, it's just one-time shot. Okay? So when they start revealing themselves, it's going to be a no-show, man. No, basically almost a no contest. All right. No competition whatsoever. Okay. And we can't wait for that. Okay. We can't wait for that because the Lord says, as a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. All right. Because we're entering into the time of trouble. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay. So that trouble. All right. We pray that the Lord will have mercy on us and deliver us from that trouble. Okay. And that deliverance is going to come in the form of the angels. All right. In the form of spiritual power, and ultimately in the form of Yahushua coming back and delivering his elect. Pertaining to Matthew, the 24th chapter, the 29th, 30th verses on down. Okay. But let's read some of that in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter. It says, Daniel 12:1, it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. And that's talking about the elect. Okay, so the times that we're coming into is going to be a time like never before. All right. But at that same time, the elect are going to be delivered like never before. Okay, in a miraculous fashion. Okay. And Esau is going to behold these things, and they're going to be shook. All right, when they see these things actually come into play and be made manifest. You know what I'm saying? Seeing a so-called black man having that type of spiritual power beyond comprehension, that's something that's never been seen before on this earth. At least in their eyes, you know, there's going to be a time like never before. So the deliverance is going to be some like never before. You know what I'm saying? We've read about it all through the scriptures, but once it's made manifest, man, right? Isaiah 59:19 and so on and so forth. Okay. So continuing, it says, witnessing it up close brought a new level of awe and understanding to what felt like a secret only a few were in on. As I scanned the faces of those around me, I saw the same mix of fascination and trepidation. Just as the first fleet settled, dust swirling in the cold night air, the second wave of helicopters began to approach. Among them was the Falcon, Washington, D.C.'s own police helicopter, joining the 8 military helicopters and 3 additional police support helicopters. Watching the formation grow, the reality of the exercise became undeniable. This wasn't just about training, it was an exercise in sheer, unflinching control. The combination of these aircraft cutting through the night above the quiet, historic streets of Washington was unsettling in its power. There was a haunting contrast between the imposing presence of these machines and the normalcy of life carrying on just beyond the landing zone. That's right, yeah, because people are so conditioned to not care about real life stuff. They're so distracted with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. We got, how many days left for the so-called election? And all this tension that's going on, you still got people talking about, oh, well, you gonna watch the football game tonight? It's just like, yo, what's wrong with you people, man? Americans don't take nothing seriously, man. It's all a whole bunch of effeminate behavior. You know, bitch ass behavior, man. It says this was we read that. It says, for me, this striking duality underscored the gravity of the scene. While I felt the pull to rush home and make dinner for my child, the helicopters reminded me of something bigger brewing in Washington's air. Okay, and it's not just Washington's air; it's just America. Something big is brewing in America. Okay. And it's coming. Lights out. Just as I watched these massive helicopters eventually lift off again, the significance of what I had just witnessed lingered. This was part of Washington many never see, a side of the city reserved for emergencies, high profile events, or sudden crisis preparations. The experience felt like a rare glimpse into the machinery of power. Seeing the drill take place under the cover of darkness added an air of mystery and menace, as though the very night had cloaked the city and its own aura of foreboding. That sounds crazy. While I couldn't shake the okay, let's see. Wow. It says, as I turned my thoughts to the next day, it was impossible to ignore the lineup of critical events set to unfold in the city. Vice President Kamala Harris is scheduled to speak on the ellipse. And while I won't have direct access to the event, the heightened security measures suggest it won't be an ordinary speech. For most DC residents, it will be a day to watch from the sidelines. It says as high-profile visitors dominate the scene. All right, so could she actually possibly be put in? Which I believe if they did, then it'll speed things up a little bit more faster because people are gonna storm the streets. Crazy, Let me see if there's any interesting. It says, looking back, I know that last night was just one of many moments that mark life here. From helicopter drills to speeches by national leaders, Washington, D.C. is a city that refuses to sit still. And as I drifted into sleep, the memory of those thundering Black Hawks reminded me, a powerful reminder that in this city, the extraordinary is always just a moment away. All right. And they have the video right there as well. You can check it out. Let me see. Maybe I might be able to put it in the description. Lord willing, I don't forget. All right. But basically, man, this is like the guy is saying, or the writer of the article is saying, all right, that this is the preparation for martial law. Okay, all these kind of helicopters, the Eagle, the damn Hawk, the Falcon, all these. It's like, what's up with Esau, man? What you up to? What you up to on November 6th? I keep saying January 6th. November 6th, what you up to, man? But we gonna see. All right, we gonna see. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I didn't line up any precepts or nothing like that. I just wanted to hit this article here, just to give you a heads up. Tomorrow I believe is Monday. All right, and then we have Tuesday coming up, and then here we go. All right, and all the signs are pointing to some type of instability, some type of confusion that could lead to some form of violence, and that would be perfect timing with the martial law troops, man. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it off there. Lord willing, you are edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Wadash, the water Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and until next time, Shalom.